Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 musical numbers on Grease: Rise of the Pink Ladies. For this list, we'll be looking at the best songs and performances from Paramount Plus's Grease prequel. Most of these numbers tie directly into the show's plot, so this is your spoiler warning. What was your favorite performance in Rise of the Pink Ladies? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, Hit Me Again. By now, we've all heard that Jonathan Nieves apparently left Rise of the Pink Ladies before its first season wrapped, seemingly leading to some creative workarounds. Regardless of what happened, we're thankful that he performed this rockin' song.
Little bit of action makes me feel all alive. Left through 1,000 punches, but I always survive. A black leather jacket complements a black eye. The world was never made for me, so I even tried.
The number, which takes place in a parking garage, is edgier than the usual Grease fare, but that's part of what makes it so compelling. At this point in the season, Richie has just lost everything at a casino, and paired with his recent romantic loss, he's feeling hopeless about his future.
So hit me, 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 come on, hit me again.
His emotional turmoil fuels a self-destructive mood here, eventually causing him to stumble over a wall and crash down on a car. Full of emotion and grit, it's unforgettable.
What's the point of trying when you don't have a chance? So hit me again.
Number 9, Please, Please, Please. Student-teacher relationships are an oft-criticized aspect of teen shows. Rise of the Pink Ladies puts its own spin on the trope.
You can do a whole lot better than this khaki-wearing old man creeper. Don't settle for less, you deserve the best.
Though Olivia's relationship with Mr. Daniels led to her tarnished reputation the previous year, she agrees to marry him at the end of the first season. And her friends stage a much-needed intervention in the form of a heartfelt musical appeal.
Please, 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 don't do it. You'll be sneeze. Stop being foolish.
In a stunning black and white fantasy sequence, they beg her not to settle for the life of an overworked and underappreciated housewife. Their good points are hard to ignore, and when combined with a catchy beat and immaculate girl group vibes, it's a compelling argument to say the least, even if Olivia's not ready to hear it. Number 8, Land Don't Look So Bad. The focus of most episodes of Rise of the Pink Ladies is, unsurprisingly, the Pink Ladies. But it's also a treat to hear songs fronted by the show's other endearing characters.
It's me as I am, sailing with truth. Oh.
After wisely choosing to leave the Frosty Palace, Hazel, who joins the Pink Ladies later on, and Wally walk home together and have their first romantic number. Titled Land Don't Look So Bad, the soulful song sees Wally comparing Hazel's love for the stars to his love for the sea.
Whenever you're feeling too lonely, the galaxy got you. Whenever my feelings get too deep, yeah, I'll hit the water. But maybe together we could try the middle and see what the good has to offer.
The sweet, flirtatious energy of this number serves up rainy romance as only Hollywood can. Wally's care for Hazel and her interests is evident in the lyrics, and by the song's end, it's hard not to root for their success as a couple.
I don't feel alone with you. The land don't look so bad.
Number 7, Crushing Me. Nancy prides herself on being an independent woman, so when she realizes she has a crush, it feels like the end of the world. In Crushing Me, she describes her newfound feelings for Potato in song, likening it to a sickness that she needs to get rid of in order to refocus on her career.
My brilliance turned to dust. Fever chills each time we touch. The big seal, here it comes. A crush.
For Cynthia, love is crushing for an entirely different reason. Taking on the next verse, Nancy's fellow Pink Lady vents about having overwhelming feelings for a girl.
My fantasies play hide and seek. I got a crush, it's crushing me.
As the pair begin to alternate lines, we can feel all of their angst and confusion acutely. It's a relatable display of two people commiserating over their shared fear of being in love, a fear that's perfectly highlighted by the song's intense beat.
It's crushing me. It's crushing me. I got a crush. It's just too much. And honestly, it's crushing me. It's crushing me.
Number 6. Merely Players. Merely Players is our first introduction to the romantic pairing of Cynthia and Lydia, and what an introduction it is.
You're the new Greg Garbo, and you're Marlon Brando. Hollywood has no idea.
While rehearsing for Romeo and Juliet, Cynthia is overwhelmed by nerves, anxious to have a first kiss on stage. Lydia suggests they lock lips to alleviate this anxiety. Cynthia agrees and is taken aback by the emotions that ensue, wondering how acting can feel better than real life.
Here we're merely players, but players real when you commit to danger.
The pair go on to deliver a love song that honors classic cinema, with the number confirming Cynthia as a queer character in a completely natural and refreshingly original way. Number 5. Good Girl Act. By the end of season 1, Jane is the face of the Pink Ladies, but she doesn't start out that way. In episode 1, the rebellious Olivia gives us a look into Jane's persona through rumored stories about her New York past in an effort to help.
Out all night with the fakest of IDs, borough to borough, dropping boys to their knees. So much eyeliner they can't even see. Jane clutched her pearls as she held back her scream.
According to the number, the girls in the Big Apple are less conservative than those in Rydell, wearing high heels and tight sweaters while smoking and stealing. But Jane apparently resisted these vices, becoming a social pariah threatened with violence.
They smoke, they drink, they steal, and tip.
Although we're hearing the information secondhand, the song is a fun and insanely catchy way to deliver important backstory about our protagonist. Plus, almost all the girls in home economics class have a blast, and so do we.
So give in, embrace the bad, and shake, 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 shake off that good girl act. Shake, shake, shake off that good girl act. Shake, shake, shake off.
Number 4. Finding My Light.
Is this really happening? And not inside a dream. The opposite of fantasy. It's real, I'm here, I'm me.
When Cynthia fails to show up to opening night of Romeo and Juliet, Nancy says that Hazel should portray Juliet in a last-minute replacement. After all, she knows every line, and has rehearsed with the show's leading man. Hazel is initially hesitant to be in the spotlight, but eventually comes into her own after stepping out onto the stage.
Shining bright is difficult. It's scary when you're seen. I'm shaking off shadows, a key on a kite.
As she sings Finding My Light, we can see her embrace her role and herself in front of an auditorium full of people. The number brilliantly plays to Chanel Bailey's talents as a performer, and the visual of her character being lifted above the stage is awe-inspiring.
I'm finding my light.
Number 3. Pulling Strings.
I thought I was a winner, but it turns out I'm a joke. Don't want my reputation up in smoke.
Instead of progressing in a purely linear fashion, Rise of the Pink Ladies' 7th episode travels back in time, giving us new perspectives on days we've just experienced. Soon, we're on the Romeo and Juliet stage again, but this time our focus is Buddy.
They say all the world's a stage, all the men and women merely got a part to play. Am I the one pretending, or is everybody fake?
He feels as if he's been handed, well, pretty much everything else he previously thought he had earned. In Pulling Strings, he vents about this unique privilege, likening himself to a puppet with no control due to his family. Jason Schmidt's vocals for the song are fantastic, while the number's puppet-like choreography and creative visuals make it a true standout.
I swear I'm standing on the brink of being who
Number 2, Face to Face. A late-season song summarizing the central protagonist's journeys could have easily been a drawn-out bore, but thankfully, Face to Face is anything but. Stuck at Rydell High while a storm rages outside, Jane, Nancy, Cynthia, and Olivia each come to terms with the consequences of their actions. All of them conclude that their respective dreams were much better in concept than reality, and belt out this catchy tune to express their personal reservations.
Fantasy and reality don't agree when they're face to face, face to face.
In addition to its narrative importance and stellar vocals, Face to Face also has some of the show's most dynamic editing and choreography. Indeed, it cuts between the four characters in a way that's both seamless and entertaining, and the result is flawless.
That the dream doesn't feel the same when you see it face to face.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. The Boom. Sometimes teen drama can feel as life or death as war. Girl Gang. Grown-up gossip causes a panic.
Protect your kids, lock your doors, 'cause they're raising hell. Did you hear about the girl gang at Rydell?
Same Sky. Feeling homesick, Hazel finds solace in the constellations.
The stars, they still shine. Orion says hi. Everything's changed, but I got the same sky.
Brutal honesty. Nancy's reality check mirrors Frenchie's from the original Grease.
Brutal honesty, girl, that's what you need. If you up and leave, you'll lose everything. Stay where you can be the rise instead of the fall.
All in. Cynthia finally goes all in on loving Lydia.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, I Want More. Justin Tranter served as Rise of the Pink Ladies' lead songwriter, and has said I Want More is the last song the team wrote for the introductory season.
Oh, there I'm going again. Pushing past the unforgivable edge. Always one step out of bounds. Can't get the taste out my mouth.
At that point in production, they were very aware of Marissa Davila's skills as a performer and could write to her strengths. And that consideration paid off in a big way. In I Want More, Jane grapples with her longing for more out of life than the typical 50s woman is supposedly meant to have.
Dreams keep on crushing, 'cause more leads to nothing. More gets punishment. I want everything, 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 everything.
Davila's vocals passionately portray the character's secret desires, while the growing disruption in the hallway symbolizes Jane's increasing capacity to finally take what she wants. Does anyone else have chills?
I push myself past every point. I know I shouldn't have. I want more.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.